NoDQ Galaxy, what's happening? Welcome back to this week's edition of the NoDQ Review, episode 341. And after a long hiatus, I am back as moderator. I am the Cleaver Colin Andrew, joined this week by the elite panel of NoDQ. We have Virtue, Big G, Gino, Noah Foster, and as always, Aaron Rift. Thanks for gathering, boys. We have a lot to talk about tonight. Mr. Foster, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing well. Hope everyone's doing well and staying, being the heat as we're in the summer season. It's good to see a con as of now in week 3 and what has been a great return to the NoDQ review. And I'm looking very forward to conversating and seeing how you moderate tonight's festivities too. It's good to be back once again.
Yeah, man, it's good to have you here. It's good to work with you again. It's been a while. Noah is one of my OG people that I have done all this stuff with throughout the years, like the last 6 years, something like that. So
Give or take.
yeah, we have our co-moderator in the house tonight, Mr. Gino, who's been doing just a fantastic job as always. Props to you, sir. Good to see
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks for coming back. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Good to have you back and looking forward to talking these topics. It's been a good couple of days in wrestling, that's for sure.
Yeah, it has. We've had some good stuff going on, at least in one company. But we'll get there on that. But it's good to have you here. Thanks again for being here. Big G, what's going on in Pennsylvania, my man?
Not much. Trying to beat this heat. No, it's good to see you again, my brother. It's been a minute. I'm doing good. Yeah, we got some good topics tonight. A lot was going on in the wrestling world. So like I always say, let's get this ball rolling, baby.
And we got the original review moderator in the house, Virtue, my dog. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you.
I'm here. I'm just waiting patiently for Roman Reigns to return for a SummerSlam match. But I got Gunther, and we're talking about him again tonight. People can't keep him out of their mouths, so it's always a big topic. So I'm excited for that and all the other topics you have planned. And I just get to sit back and give my opinion. And I'll try not to, since I'm not the moderator this evening, I will try not to interrupt anybody unless they really piss me off. But I don't think that'll happen with this group.
All right. Well, it's good to see you, man. It's been a while. Aaron Rift, how's it going besides the little thunderstorm going on over there? How you doing, buddy?
Well, there was a thunderstorm. The skies have cleared up a little bit, which may be a sign from above that somebody likes the NoDQ review and wants to make sure the show goes on as scheduled without issues. But we got Cleaver back doing the moderating. We got Virtue as backup. We got Gino as backup. So if something happens to me, the show will go on. NoDQ.com will have live coverage this weekend of Night of Champions. No protesting for me. No press release. I will be, in fact, doing the live coverage. It's business as usual, so make sure you guys check that out. We do have some super chats already from Psycho Jet Black, and Ty Arts doing one too. So we might as well get to these. Now, last week we were talking about Solo Sikoa. Is the guy over? Is he not over? Psycho Jet Black seems to think he's not over, and here are some examples. Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat. It says, John Cena's hair is more over than Solo Sikoa. Thumbs up or thumbs down? I say yes. Thumbs up. Virtue's not committing to that one. Maybe he likes Solo Sikoa. Solo is a Bloodline member after all. Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat. Says, I don't even know what this is. Jeff knows, though. Mickey Unwrapped is more over than Solo Sikoa. Big G, what is that? You're a Disney guy. Do you know?
No, off the top of my head, no. Something probably with Mickey Mouse.
It sounds like it might be a documentary or something like that.
Behind the smile.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff is like, oh, Lord. Yeah, I don't know what it is, so I can't say if it's more over than Solo Sikoa or not. All right. Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat. Thank you for that. Says, Michael Myers is more...
Okay. I think he's like,
Uh-oh.
yeah. Psycho Jet Black said Michael Myers is more over than Solo Sikoa. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I mean, I think Yeah, I think you'd have to say yes on that one. I mean, it's got a franchise of 10 movies at least, so.
Give or take, and how many crossovers he's been involved, NoDQ, CAW, video games, Dead by Daylight, you name it, he's been there.
Aaron,
I'm here. Did I go off?
you just froze with thumbs up for about 30 seconds.
Perfect. Told you I'm in thunderstorm territory right now, so you guys may lose me. I might have a goofy expression and freeze for a while, but
That was
the
awesome.
show must go on. All right, let's get to the next super chat. Thank you, Psycho, for that one. Ty Arts sent in a £2 super chat. Says The Rock's worst movie is better than The Miz's best movie. I don't know about that one. I cannot say for sure.
I'm about to
I would
say,
say
you're going up-
no, because like Doom is not better than some of the Marines the Miz were in, at least. Like, no, yeah. So no, The Rock's worst movie is not better than the Miz's best movie.
There you go. From the
Okay,
filibuster
so
himself.
I don't know if you guys can see this. That is the Mickey rap album.
Oh, it's like that.
1994 rap album. I had no idea Mickey Mouse put out a rap album. Same year as Hulk Hogan's rap album. Have you guys heard that one? Oh, Cat Butt. We got a Cat Butt cameo. Let's see that Cat Butt.
No brown eyes, okay? We're not doing that.
All right. Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat. Thank you for that. Says, Colin, do you still yell meat when butchering? Is that even a thing?
I guess, like, so a long time ago, he sent up you a super chat asking me to say meat, like yeet. And I think this falls in line with that. But I mean, I yell all sorts of shit in the kitchen, so it probably comes out here and there. I mean, you know.
Beep, demonetized. I heard the French word.
Famous profanity phrases.
Famous. So, famous.
Or
Oh,
infamous.
look at Colin. He's got his water. He is staying hydrated in this heat wave we got going on in much of the country. All right. Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat. Thank you for that, Psycho. Says ORM is the original Roman mark. Story checks out.
He paid $2 to say that.
There you go. I agree. Original Roman mark, it works. He was on Roman's good side before many people were. He was a supporter through the bad times. Ty Arts sent in a £2 super chat. Thank you for that, Ty Arts. Appreciate it. Says Triple H versus Steph McMahon, better mic skills.
Triple H. That's no contest.
Come on now. No contest. Stephanie was a good performer, but not even close. Triple H by a landslide. All right, Colin, let's go ahead and get to our actual topics here. We're 10 minutes in, and it's time to talk some wrestling.
It's time to play the game. All right, so we have Saturday night's main event coming up, and we have Gunther going against Bill Goldberg in Bill Goldberg's last match. Is this really a main event worthy match? We've seen some promos, mostly from Gunther. He was rocking the Peter Griffin pretty hard last night. But again, it's Goldberg. Every match that this man has had over the last few years here in WWE has just been this long and mostly garbage. Is it wrong for WWE to have Gunther being the person to work with him just because of the bad feedback that every Bill Goldberg match gets? To me, I'm very let down with this. I know the seeds were planted a long time ago, this, that, and the other, but it just doesn't sit right for me. Goldberg having to go for a title one more time in his retirement match. It's Goldberg. He's been a what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of a flop ever since he's come back. He's reckless. He's kind of like the old version of Ryback to me. So I want to hear everyone's opinions on where they stand with this match and where we're were happening with it right now. I mean, as of last night's promos and stuff. So, Virtue, I want to start with you, my friend.
So first of all, it's going to be on Saturday night's main event. So for that type of show, it's definitely main event worthy. Gunther is the world champion. He has rebounded nicely since everybody said the lackluster run. Not his fault, but just the way they booked him for his first title reign, how he lost to Jay. He's bounced back nicely. He's the champion. The only thing I'm worried about is he drops the title to Goldberg already. Now, if they're going to use this for Rollins to sneak in, maybe make it a triple threat, and win the title, I'd be fine with that, right? I just don't want Gunther to lose clean to Goldberg at this stage of his career, especially after bouncing back the way he has. He's cutting passionate promos. I think there's a lot more in store. All the Gunther doubters that came across lately, they're starting to eat crow, and this one here is that hurdle. Like I almost feel like this is kind of pre-Bloodline Roman Reigns, except Gunther, right? I'm not comparing them; it's different, but there's some detractors because of his booking, how he's lost titles on the main roster. Being up against Goldberg, it's like, oh my God, if he loses clean to Goldberg, in a retirement match for Goldberg, allegedly, what is this going to do? This is burial for Gunther, but it could also be it's dominance for Gunther. Not that he would squash him, but he wins this, and the big momentum ball keeps rolling, and then all of a sudden people are like, wow, now they're doing Gunther right. So I'm willing to put my cards, my eggs in one basket, pro Gunther for this. And in worst case scenario, I'm hoping for a Seth Rollins cash in and get Goldberg done. Like they don't bury Gunther out of this. But it's a main event. Saturday night main event. And Jesse Ventura, will he call this match or another match if he's on that show? It'll make it even more fun. He's got haters now because he always throws a blunder or two out there. Fans everything has to be perfectly right. You must know everything about the business or be up to the time. So I'm looking forward to it, Colin. I'm looking absolutely forward to it while I wait for Roman to return. So I have nothing to lose with this other than if Goldberg beats him clean, then I'm going to be like, oh, screw it.
Man. So I don't want to steer away from what you just said, but most of everything you just said reminded me of when Kane had his thing right here, and I don't know. You got some interference going on. That's why the the Robo Virtue stuff is popping up. I mean, I get what you're saying. Yes, it is. It's a good spot for Gunther to go over, and you don't have the doubt in Gunther, this, that, and the other. I just don't think that. I think Goldberg is so below Gunther, and that's why I don't want to see this match. Like, I would rather see Gunther go for against one of the guys from the old 205 Live roster over Goldberg. Like, that's how little interest I have in this match. But speaking of 205 Live, I'm going to bounce over to Mr. Foster. That was our thing back in the day. So I want to hear where you're at with this, and yeah, go for it, bud.
Well, this is a match still. As far as my initial opinion goes, it has not changed. But to your point, I'd rather see him face Nathan Frazier, Axiom, Ludwig Kaiser. I figure they finally might try and do something within the Imperium group since Ludwig Kaiser hasn't done much since the Penta street fight fallout. But it's one of those things where, again, Saturday night's main event in Atlanta, it's nostalgia. It's for a pop. If it's really Goldberg's last match, I hope that's a 5-minute powerbomb clothesline. Do the 2-minute thing in 1 minute, 26 seconds like Goldberg did to Brock Lesnar, and let's move on. It's just one of those things right now where it comes down to the caliber of competition in the storytelling they create for Gunther in the second title run, which I hope is more justified than his first. I don't need to see Goldberg win this championship just to have a big moment in what he said, quote unquote, is the last match of his career. It's not like they're going to run back Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, which was the last good match he had since he came back to the WWE. And that was back at WrestleMania 33, if y'all remember that from a bygone era. So, no, this is not a main event match worthy for me. I would have loved to see NXT crossover. Oba Femi and Gunther go face to face. Do Rusev, do Sheamus again, do Drew McIntyre. I don't care. Anybody but Goldberg would be better than this as a main event on a show called Saturday Night's Main Event. For me, this is an opener that shouldn't go longer than 5 minutes. This is, like I said, four things now. 4 different things are more worth my time, and 2 of them aren't even wrestling related, folks, than watching this match.
Damn, heavy words.
Right? Heavy words. Heavy words. Well, thank you, Noah. Papagino, what do you have to say on this, buddy?
Yeah, thank you so much. So I do get some of the hate for this match either existing or being a main event. Like I get it. I'm not that thrilled with the logic behind it all. Goldberg's interview with Michael Cole last night kind of helped alleviate some of that for me. Just like, oh, I was trying to figure out when's the perfect place, when's the perfect time, yada yada yada. So like I'm moving past that and just we're getting it. So I'm gonna try to look for the positives. We've all been saying similar stuff here. I think since we get it for free on TV, I know like Virtue said, it's a network show. I think this being the main event will help sell tickets to the Atlanta crowd. And that is important. Having that sell out there, having when the most amount of eyes that could be on their product for free are able to watch, they see a full packed stadium or arena, wherever they're going to be. So when they do these shows, it doesn't feel like they need these over the top pay-per-view buy level main events, premium live events, main event matches. The card's going to have what the one I went to, we had 5 matches on the card. So, and it's going to be strict 2 hours, right? I think that this, if they're going to do it, it's a true legend of the business last match, retirement match. So that in and of itself brings appeal for me anyway. I think that because the build has been a little whack, it's getting us more hardcore fans not as intrigued about it. But I think the guy who puts together the video packages is going to be able to make it seem epic to the casuals who are watching it on network TV. With the match itself, I think it should be like a passing of the torch of like a guy who can squash people and be that monster like I want Gunther to be. If he can just dominate Goldberg, people aren't going to be, chanting you tapped out to him. I think he'll be able to take that in his character and build upon that and be Chop City or be, Brock Gunther that he should have been this whole time for years.
Isn't this going against like AEW or something too? Is this the
Yes.
same night? Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess
would have been better against Gunther. I don't care about brand split LOL. Anybody on the current W roster or TNA or NXT is more worthwhile for me than freaking Goldberg.
Do I still sound like a robot?
No, you're good.
No.
Nope, you're good, brother.
Better.
Real quick to what Noah just said. Last year at SummerSlam, when it was Gunther versus Priest, people were complaining that this isn't a main event match. And so, like, I just feel like, Goldberg's a big name. He needs a retirement match. And it just feels like they can get to his other opponents after he builds himself back up by beating Goldberg.
I was there live for that last year, Gino, and ironically enough, I was there for Gunther's moment. As far as the opponent, you're not wrong, because it was more about Finn Balor betrayal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I get it though. His last few matches haven't seemed like they're big deals, and which bugs me as well, just because of the person that we know him from his NXT days, from his WXW days overseas, and just the dominance he's had. And just he got himself in like the greatest shape of his life, and some of these storylines just seem super weak. Big G, I'm gonna pass the ball to you.
Yes. Thank you for passing the ball to the big baller. Yeah. So as far as it being a Saturday night's main event, I think it is, I don't want to say worthy of being the main event, but for being Saturday night's main event, it's fine to be the main event for that show. If it was a PLE, then I'd say definitely not. Now Goldberg, they planted the seeds last year, bad blood and stuff like that. So they knew that eventually they were gonna have this match with him and Gunther. And I think Gunther is like the perfect fit for him. He knows what he's doing in the ring. I think Goldberg knows what he's doing in the ring too occasionally. I mean, the man is 58 years old, but I see this match going one way. Goldberg's gonna hit the spear and the jackhammer, try to get the he's gonna try to pin Gunther. Gunther's gonna kick out at 1, and then Gunther's just gonna dominate the rest of the match. And hopefully, like Noah said, like about a 5-minute match or so, just show the true dominance of Gunther, like Colin just mentioned, back in the NXT UK days, back over in Europe and stuff like that, where he was dominant. So, yeah, just to conclude everything, for being Saturday night's main event, I'm fine with it being the main event.
All right, general consensus is everyone's cool with this. Mr. Rift, over to you, sir.
Felt like we mostly talked about this last week. I'll just say this. Yes, it's worthy of being a main event. Goldberg is one of the all-time biggest attractions in wrestling history. And anybody that disagrees, well, you don't understand the wrestling business, because it's about using the guys that draw money and get crowd reactions. And Goldberg is that guy. Love him or hate him, he's Goldberg. He's one of a kind. I'm all for it. And like I said last week, part of me hopes that he wins the title just so everybody gets pissed off, because it would be big business for WWE. A lot of the internet would complain, but WWE would be making a ton of money if Goldberg beat Gunther. Now, I would not go that route personally. I think Gunther should beat him in 5 minutes, but I don't have a problem with Goldberg coming back for one more match and having one more chance to be in the spotlight. I just hope that he can deliver somewhat of a decent match. My concern is he's going to be blown up by the time he gets to the ring. We'll see what happens. Best of luck to him. Hopefully they can exceed what appears to be very low expectations for this match. But I'm a Bill Goldberg fan. I like him. I was entertained by him as a kid, and I'm cool with him having his final match at Saturday night's main event. I think it's worthy of being a world title match. There you go.
And hey, I want to point this out. Am I a robot or no?
No, you're good.
I'm not a bot.
No.
If he wins and it is his final, if he wins a title, it's either he'll defend it again and it's not his final match, which I know they've never said. Who said it's his final match other than the rumors?
Press release.
Goldberg.
Press
Yeah.
release from WWE.
So if he wins a
Goldberg.
They
title,
said it last night.
if he wins a title, he's doing exactly what he's taking Cena's thunder away. Cena said his last match is taken. So why would they do that? That would be very weird. That's what's giving me hope about Gunther retaining or at least getting protected with the Rollins cash.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked to see the Rollins cash in. G?
Well, I was going to say, after the interview, when Michael came back on TV, he asked Goldberg, what happens if you would win the title? And then Goldberg said, that would be very interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Try to keep
Of
you
course
guessing.
he's going to say that, make you think, well, maybe he will
Yeah.
win. But
I
like
wish
I said,
Goldberg would have won his last couple matches, though, so at least it's more likely he could lose. I hate the fact that he's kind of lost a lot.
as I said last week, the fact that people are so worked up about this and they're afraid that Goldberg might win the title, that makes me more interested in the match, because I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Like, I think my brain tells me, okay, yeah, there's no way Gunther drops the title here, but then there's always like the what if, and the fact that people think it could happen. I'm very much interested in this match, and dare I say I'm more interested in that match than anything else going on that weekend, whether it's All In or the Evolution pay-per-view. Like, I'm looking forward to Goldberg versus Gunther. So tell me I'm not a wrestling fan and I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm hyped for that. That's what I'm looking forward to. And you know what? My father-in-law, who doesn't really follow wrestling as much as we do, he's hyped for that match. He's interested in it. A lot of people that don't really watch wrestling all that much, they'll be tuning in to see Goldberg. And I think it's a good strategic move by WWE to put it out on NBC, because you might get some lapsed viewers They're not gonna subscribe to the network, but people that haven't watched WWE in like a decade or something might turn on NBC, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Bill Goldberg from WCW. I'll go ahead and watch this show." Maybe that'll bring them back as a fan. So I think it's a really good move from WWE to put it on Saturday night's main event. All right, we do have a super chat here, so I'll get to that real quick. This comes from Ty Arts. Ty Arts sent in a £2 super chat. Thank you for that. He says, Goldberg versus Jey Uso needs to main event WrestleMania. Just kidding. You know what? Some people might actually approve that match because the joke would be that Goldberg might injure Jey Uso and then we won't have to deal with the yeeting anymore. So I could see people actually thinking that's a good idea. I just hope nobody gets hurt. At the end of the day, I just want to be entertained. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. My hope is that they can go out there and have a safe match and make it at least somewhat realistic and not be a total train wreck. That's my hope.
Otherwise, bizarre what happens and Seth freaking Rollins becomes the biggest baby face in WWE history when he cashes in on Goldberg and becomes the World Heavyweight Champion again.
It could happen, folks. It could happen. All right. Well, thanks for that first topic. We're going to move on. So this Saturday, we have the finals of the King and Queen of the Ring happening at Night of Champions. We have Cody versus Randy, and we have Jade Cargill versus Asuka. A lot of faces in the finals here, guys. Cody's obviously face. Randy's a face. Jade Cargill, her current role is a face, and Asuka is there is a lot of where is this gonna go? Because normally at the end of these feuds or tournaments, there's normally a heel and a face, heel and a face. But I feel they're throwing us a little bit of a curveball this time. So where I know predictions are coming up, Thursday, right? But what's everyone's game plan here? Where do you think they're going to go with this? Again, we have 4 faces in the finals of these 2 tournaments. So are we going to have turns? Is this where you can turn Cody? Is this where Asuka could go heel again, even though she just came back? And then obviously women's title pictures have changed since Liv Morgan got hurt. Will this interject anything with the women's side? So, Gino, I want to start with you on this one, sir.
Thank you very much. So I wanted to just address the whole face versus face things that we're getting, and because of this, I think that it's awesome, right? You usually have a heel and a face. That's how it is, 95% of the time. So we're getting matchups like face Cody Rhodes and face Jey Uso against each other, and I think that that's just fun. As a fan, I enjoy that. I do agree with Aaron, though. I do wish this stuff was all occurring on one night, because that just adds to the whole King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring aspect of it. As far as what we're getting, I think Jade's time needs to be now. Asuka just came back, so that worries me, because I don't feel like they're going to bring her back just to take an L, but losing in the finals of the tournament is, it's not something that's as demoralizing as losing in the first round. I think Jade should win, and I think that they should really be starting to go full throttle with her. AEW's training of her can't have been this bad that they need to wait this long. Yes, I know she was injured for a little bit and she was doing other storyline stuff, but I think it's time to start putting their chips behind her. She gets a reaction when she comes out. She's a monster face character. I love Jade, and I think that she should be pushed in that direction. So I hope that that's what happens. I think that would be best for WWE, but I am nervous that Asuka coming into this will draw some of that away. So I don't know what's going to happen. Now, King of the Ring, I think that this is also going to be a really fun match. This match could main event a lot of premium live events. So I think that we as the fans are eating good because of this tournament. And that's always something that is going to keep me happy. So I'm very happy about what we've got going on with this.
Yeah, I agree with you, Gino. I mean, if I had to pull the trigger on one of the women, it had to be Jade. I mean, Asuka is very decorated in her career as it is. She just came back. Sometimes I don't like when someone just comes back and gets, all right, here you go. You know what I mean? Let's just, you know, I got a present for you. Have fun. It's just sometimes it just, those people have been there grinding it out just like they were in the past and this, that, and the other. So, and then Orton and Cody should be a fun match. I really enjoyed Cody and Jay. I thought that was just, just a good wrestling match. Just fun. You know what I mean? You can sit there with a drink and some popcorn and just enjoy it. You know what I mean? So thanks, Gino. I appreciate it, my man. Big G.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so I'm fine with both matches. Yeah, it is kind of weird to have, both matches with both of them being faces. Whereas last year we had heel and face. Um, I'm not gonna be on the predictions, but I'm not gonna say my predictions. But yeah, I think it's time to pull the trigger on Jade. She's been there well over a year now, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. So, and I think she's proven to everybody that she can go. Like you said, she's a beast in the ring. She showed it last night. Um, yeah. So screw it. I'm just gonna go with my predictions. Have Jade win the Queen of the Ring, obviously, and then yeah, Orton and Cody should be a good match too. I kind of want to see a heel turn here from Cody. Aaron just posted something on NoDQ saying that like Cody's at the end of his babyface run, if you want to believe that. But Cody, I could see Cody turning heel and winning the match. I said Orton really doesn't. I mean, Orton could win it too, but I think Cody's gonna, if they want to continue the Cody Rhodes and John Cena storyline, and I would have Cody win it. That way he faces Cena at SummerSlam.
We do need a big SummerSlam main event, so things could happen that way. Things could happen that way. So thank you, Big G. Mr. Foster, where are you sitting with this, my friend?
First off, kudos to you at the ratio about the whole baby face versus heel dynamic that pretty much plagues the entire wrestling business, where you feel like that always has to be the case, but it's extremely rare when it's not the case that it still works, because you could draw paradigms of cause and effect towards any of the remaining people winning. If Cody wins, yeah, you possibly get Cody and Cena. You close the book on legacy. If Randy Orton wins, he could get sought after redemption after last year's controversial finish against the current World Heavyweight Champion, the Reigning General Gunther, and you can finally run Gunther versus Orton 3 back at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship. Because let's keep in mind, to y'all's point, the winners of King and Queen in the Ring will get future World Championship opportunities at SummerSlam. And with being the first ever two-night SummerSlam in WWE history, you need the biggest marquee matches you can put up. The thing about the women, though, Jade Cargill is so stuck in congestion between the Naomi conflicts, Nia Jax's conflicts in the past, the respect and the face-to-face with Tiffany Stratton, but it sounds like Tiffany Stratton's going to run it back with Nia Jax once again. And again, Naomi is Miss Money in the Bank. It almost feels like to me we're just getting ready for a tag team match play, as possibly at SummerSlam. Holla holla. So I honestly am fine with whoever wins across either the men or the women. And unlike you, Big G, because I do see the predicting, I'm not doing no predictions. I'm just looking at all the scenarios. But it's good to have multiple paths to figure about, because it doesn't make WWE feel so linear, which is one of the biggest problems we've had with WWE in their storytelling for the longest time. If this year proved us anything, a lot of their storytelling is anything but linear, and these tournament finals prove it. So legitimately, I'm excited for this. And I did watch Jey Uso versus Cody and Jade Cargill versus Roxanne Perez last night on Raw. Keep in mind, Roxanne Perez has been training with Jade Cargill since she was in NXT to help her refine herself in the ring. So it has shown a little bit, and why WrestleMania felt more safe and choreographed with Naomi's character heel going over while Jade still won. I think Jade Cargill showed a lot more of her in-ring growth last night on Monday Night Raw against Roxanne, and I think it's going to show this weekend in the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. So I'm looking very forward to both matches, and good luck to all four competitors. If you want predictions, stay tuned. And stay tuned to put yours in as well if you're part of the NoDQ leagues as well. So I'm looking forward to it, Colin. This actually, I think, is a much more well thought out tournament than last year's, because I truly don't know who's going to win. And I'm not going to mind if anybody wins or loses here. Although I do feel a little bit bad for Jey Uso and Sami Zayn because originally I had them booked as my final. But oh well.
Yeah, that would have been a different match to see. Definitely, especially being over there and having Sammy in the main event and stuff. It's good to see Sammy made the card. But um, Aaron, when's the last time we've seen such a, it could really go either way because we have these odds stacked with, good guy, good guy, good guy, good girl, good girl. It's not every day.
No, and I do not remember the last time we had good guy versus good guy and good girl versus good girl. I'm a fan of it. I'm not going to give my predictions right now. I'm saving that for Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on the NoDQ.com YouTube channel.
Cheap
I
plug.
will say this. Yes, cheap plug. I will say this. I think it's a solid lineup for Night of Champions. I will give my thoughts when we get to it. I do want to say this about Cody Rhodes. Now that he's out there saying that he might be turning heel soon, I just think that's him trying to throw people off and keep people guessing and try to make it a little bit more unpredictable. I really don't see that heel turn anytime soon. People are already speculating on that maybe it's going to happen this Saturday. I mean, good for Cody putting it out there and maybe making people think it's a possibility. I don't see that happening. I do not think Cody is turning heel anytime soon. Just throwing that out there, and beyond that, I really got nothing else to add to it. Looking forward to Night of Champions. We'll talk more about it on Thursday.
I think Asuka and Io Sky suffering to come very soon as well, with Evolution around the corner, regardless of this tournament's result.
Which is going to be a great match. But all right, Virtue, over to you, buddy.
So, if you don't win Royal Rumble, first of all, I'm going to ask this. Do I sound okay?
You are robotic.
All right. I'll give my thoughts when I come back. I'm going to change my internet connection, so carry on.
All right. Well, yep, there you go. There it is.
Technical difficulties.
We were waiting for it.
It could be his headphones.
It
Might just
could.
be the heat, you know.
Well, there could be also a short in the connection, but I'm not on the clock to talk IT right now, so I'm not going into that speech. I did enough of that today, okay? I don't need to do any more troubleshooting.
I guess I should get to the super chats while we wait for Virtue to return. How about that?
Yeah.
There you go.
Sure, why not?
Let's knock these out before Virtue returns. All right. RKO and Cody Rhodes should have been a best of 3, including Hell in a Cell. Well, it may be. There could be a heel turn. I don't know if it's going to be Cody Rhodes, but maybe it'll be Randy Orton. Maybe Randy goes bad again. I feel like they will have a proper feud at some point. It's just a matter of time. Like, this is going to be the first of several matches with these guys. Thank you for that, Ty Arts. Appreciate it.
Robot?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably your headphones.
No, it's probably the browser.
Yeah, okay.
You could try a different browser. Okay, he's gone. We'll see if he comes back. All right. Oofman Entertainment sent in a $2 super chat. Thank you for that, Oof. Night of some champions. I agree with that. Why not just call it King and Queen of the Ring?
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was literally called that last year. That is the focus of this show. What are we doing?
Well, it's because they're in, and because they're having some of the other title matches on SmackDown because they're in Riyadh on Friday too. So
Okay, Weekend of Champions.
yeah,
Call it
Weekend of
night 1,
Champions.
night 2. How about that?
Right, Weekend of Champions.
Weekend of Champions. Walk.
Yeah.
WOC.
All right, Psycho Jet Black sent in a $2 super chat.
God.
Thank you, Psycho. Says, Big Bad Beetleborgs are more over than Solo Sikoa.
Wow.
Psycho, who are you hating on more these days? Are you hating more on Solo Sikoa or are you hating more on Scrubby Allen? Whatever happened to Scrubby Allen? Is it because he climbed Mount Everest, now he has respect? All right, we got a $2 or a $2 We got a 2-pound super chat here from Ty Arts. Shout out to Ty Arts, who said Cody's heel run can't be as bad as Cena's. Go for it.
I mean, it
I
took a
felt
moment
like
to pick up
Cena's
steam.
Yeah. Yeah, that promo on Friday, I mean, we'll talk about that here in just a minute, but I've actually been enjoying John Cena's heel run. I've gotten used to it. It took me a little bit, but, you know, him coming out there with the special introductions and everything, I've liked that a lot. All right, Virtue is back.
And I know I sound better.
Yes.
Yeah.
King of the Ring.
What device is this?
Phone. King of the Ring, dude, if you don't win Royal Rumble, you can win Elimination Chamber or Money in the Bank. Oh, or King of the Ring to get title shots. It's time filler. I'm not a fan of having so many in such a short period of time. So I really don't care. And of course, Cody's going to face Cena at SummerSlam. Why would you not think anything else? Like, it'd be silly. They actually changed that. So none of it means anything to me. It's all filler to me.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong on that one.
No, I'm not. I mean, neither am I. I mean, again, years and years and years ago when we were younger, and that tournament was all one night. That's when it matters. And you bring it and stretch it out over 4 weeks or 5 weeks, and then it's just like, you know. But
with how WWE does their PLEs now, it's 5 matches on one card, so you really can't have a whole tournament.
Well, I mean, you can still do more matches when the shows are more special than the B levels. We've seen it with the top 5. If King and Queen of the Ring was supposed to be that big of a deal, I think they could have done it with this as well. But again, hindsight.
all right, Mr. Aaron, any more super chats before we get to the main event?
Yeah, Psycho Jet Black sent in a $5 super chat this time, so he's stepping it up. Psycho Jet Black says, if Hangman Adam Page wins the world title at All In before Darby returns, I'll stop calling him Scrubby Allen. Also, Hologram is more over than Solo Sikoa.
He's definitely got a better win-loss record, considering he's undefeated. So, hindsight. Record, yes. Personality, no.
There you go. Well, I guess Scrubby Allen might be a thing of the past if Hangman Adam Page wins the world title. If Page doesn't win, then I really think Darby Allin is going to be the next champion. I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, people are thinking it's going to be Page, but I thought it was going to be Ospreay. Now I'm wondering, will they actually, in fact, go with Darby Allin? If Page loses, I think it's Darby Allin getting that win and getting that world title. Would you be a fan of that, Noah?
I would be, actually. It's a long-term story. Darby Allin and John Moxley, they go back before AEW. I remember their match of the pandemic when he was previously AEW champion. It was one of those things where John Moxley saw a lot of what he once was in Darby. And I think Darby's the one AEW original they've been trying to push for that key moment to be the champion versus just giving the title to him and let him run with it. Do I think he's going to be as great as MJF? That's a high bar to set. But yeah, I'd be cool if Darby did, especially one year of the day at Wrestle Dream, if it's in his hometown as well, as JJ likes to book in his own long-term storytelling by Wrestle Dream, has yet to be officially announced by Madman Tony Khan. But I'd be for it.
All right, thank you for that, Noah. We got a little bit of AEW talk in tonight. Cleaver, I'll throw it over to you now. We can get to our main event.
Main event time. All right, so this past Friday on SmackDown, we saw probably what was been my favorite thing of this John Cena heel turn. He put CM Punk through the table, sat up on the top rope, and delivered his own pipe bomb similar to what CM Punk did many, many moons ago. Hi, Jeff Meacham. I think this was absolutely fantastic, setting up their match heading into Night of Champions. I think this was just a great run it back, change it a little bit, and let the storytelling just write itself. I thought this angle was fantastic. Who's chewing? Is someone chewing? Sounds like someone's chewing. But I thought this whole thing was fantastic. I really think it's elevated Cena's heel character, even though at the end of the match, half the crowd's cheering for Cena. That crowd was hot for Cena during that whole thing. And props to CM Punk for laying there 5 minutes plus, just wincing the whole time. Obviously, he just wanted to get out of there. But I thought this whole angle was great. I know how iconic CM Punk's pipe bomb was many years ago. So I know Aaron has touched on this, in the SmackDown recap. But this was a huge moment for this whole deal, especially how far back CM Punk and John Cena go. So he went last time, so I'm having to go for Virtue. Where are you at on this? I know you probably love this.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, and I love when people say they hate Cena's heel run now. That means he's doing his job. Like, I love it. And that, playing it back and reversing the roles, WWE's done that a lot over the years. But it's in this situation with those two in the history, I think it was just right. I'm still thinking R-Truth is going to screw it up for CM Punk or something like that. I just feel it. But yeah, it was good, classic. And Cena to me is doing a good job. And the more I see people saying it's a bad heel run, the more I know it's working. So, yeah, it's going to be the best match on the card. I mean, to me, the most intriguing. I think Cena will keep it, for certain reasons, but we'll see. But good for Cena to basically reverse what happened in 2011 and beat Punk and blow the kiss with the title. Do just keep it rolling, make people pissed. All about making the fans pissed. So I'm all for it.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I was playing that out in my head that I wish that Cena, when it's done, jumps the rail, blows the kiss, and just walks through Saudi Arabia. Um, I'm just really looking forward to this. So I thought it was, again, excellently done. Gino.
Thank you, Colin. Yeah, so this is a match that needs to happen in Cena's retirement tour. This was one of the first names out of anybody's mouth when it came to who do we want to see him wrestle against, was CM Punk. It feels like it could have headlined a bigger event, but I know that the Saudis, or at least in the past, they've had a little bit of say into what type of matches or who they get to have on their show. And, you got Randy Orton versus Cody, and you got John Cena versus CM Punk. It feels like they're being given what they've asked for that still fits into storylines. And I'm very excited about the prospect of this match. I still think it's hilarious that they're getting Punk to go there after all the things that he's said. And that to me is the most vicious, vile heel thing that you could do to a baby face. Is essentially, it's basically like getting him to drink alcohol. It's going against his morals, which changed more than Cena's t-shirts, as he said. But also CM Punk said he's here to make money, not here to make friends. So I'm sure he's going to be pretty lucrative in this exchange. As far as the promo goes, it's easily his best as a heel, right? There obviously were a lot of parallels with the CM Punk pipe bomb. Back to what I said last week, it was during an R-Truth match with Cena that the original pipe bomb happened. Now we get his pipe bomb after an R-Truth match with Cena. So they're doing a lot to parallel that. And I just want to say, right, the Slim Jim sponsor is freaking genius. I found myself wondering, why is it not in the center of the table? And it's on the sides of the table, so it's in every shot of a wrestler who's already been put through that table. Rhea last night, CM Punk. I think that's genius. And whoever suggested that or whoever came up with that, they deserve a raise, because Slim Jim's going to be in everything anytime they get a table. And by the way, we get more tables use now because of it. Everybody chanting, we want tables. Well, this is how you get them. So I just wanted to throw that in there. The Cena mentions of the three guys who aren't in the company anymore, Claudio, Cardona, Namath, was the highlight that everybody's kind of gravitating towards. Cardona even responded to him the other day. So I think that's all great. And this is exactly what we want as far as seeing Cena kind of either flip the script or go outside of his usual shtick. And it, like you said, Colin, it kind of got people to cheer for him over Punk, which is kind of counterintuitive, but it's still he's putting on great work. And so I love the promo and I love what we're gonna get with this match.
No, for sure. The only thing I wish was different in this whole scenario that happened Friday was just a little bit more of a devastating table shot. Because, I mean, you were there for like 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, you could have had just a little bit more done to you beforehand. Like, 2 shots to the head with the belt, or, something before going in. Because it was just a little, like, at one point I found myself sitting there. I'm like when the referee came in, I'm like, all right, just come on, like, just stop your wincing. Just, it's just that's the only thing. Just a little more of the devastation to make it sell more. That's the only thing I would change. But yeah, great stuff from you. And yeah, I loved how he brought up Cardona and Ziggler and Cesaro. You know what I mean? I thought that was awesome. I'm glad they let him do that. So, Noah Foster.
Well, it kind of goes back to what we talked about on the Saturday night shenanigans that I moderated for JJ Williams. Continuing this topic, hypocrisy and reverse psychology. CM Punk, look at yourself in the mirror. His name is John Cena. It's one of those things people use buzzwords like best, worst, etc. I think that's irrelevant. It's the context of this promo that made it so worthwhile during his run, with all those callbacks to your point, with the names, the identities of the common man versus the businessman. CM Punk no longer the voice of the voiceless. Now he's a millionaire. He's Mr. TKO, and he's willing to go this far to get this giant payday. I mean, you can't get a bigger payday in WWE outside WrestleMania than going to Saudi Arabia. But yeah, I absolutely love this promo. But you can tell that CM Punk was just resting and eating up every word here. And let's be honest, you could snap into Slim Jims harder than CM Punk was laying back on that table, all right? He could have got him after 2 minutes. We know the tables are gimmick. LOL. But seriously, I really enjoyed this promo, and it definitely invested me more in the match. You could tell how much John Cena was having fun. So it definitely helped sell Night of Champions. And I think for John Cena, it was one of those things that he was just waiting to do. And CM Punk was just waiting for him to see, how can you bring it back to me? So again, I enjoyed it. And yeah.
All right, thank you, Noah. Aaron Rift.
Somebody's really enjoying eating their microphone, just saying.
Right?
Yeah, I apologize to everybody for the technical difficulties tonight. We've had some issues, and I had my issue with the thunderstorm earlier. But let's talk about this segment from John Cena. I loved it, as I mentioned on my SmackDown recap. I think it really added to the build for CM Punk versus John Cena at Night of Champions. And I really don't have much else to say about it that I haven't already talked about, and I think you guys summed it up very nicely. I agree with Colin. CM Punk was just laying there dead for the longest time. If anything, Cena should have handcuffed him to the ring rope or something, so Punk would have come to but couldn't move or do anything, and Cena could talk to him. Make it a little bit more logical. The fact that Punk was just laying there for 6 minutes was a bit much. Ooh, yeah, somebody's really munching on that microphone right now. I'm hyped for the match. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The heat for that match should be unreal. I wonder if Cena gets cheered over CM Punk. That's what I'm wondering at this point. Is John Cena going to be a massive babyface when we get to Saudi Arabia? But yeah, Cena, he has grown on me. Like after the turn, I felt like those couple of weeks leading up to WrestleMania, I wasn't loving it. But this promo he did on SmackDown, I think was the best work he's done since turning heel. Just top notch stuff from John Cena. CM Punk didn't do anything but nap. Loved it. Great stuff.
All right. G, did you go yet? All right. Big G, take us home, bud.
Yeah, I'm enjoying Cena's heel turn. I enjoyed the promo on Friday. Like when he got up on the top rope, I was like, all right, this man's about to speak some truth, and he spoke some truth. He got stuff off his chest. like you said, everybody is gravitating towards what he said about the saying hi to Cardona and Claudio and Nemeth. But yeah, great stuff from John. I think Slim Jim. I think with the Slim Jim tables, I think they're just trying to do like something to just get people to buy Slim Jims. That's all they're trying to do. But yeah, good promo. Adds more to the match this Saturday. Cena's dates are, I think, limited. I think he's got like 18 or 19 dates left, and we're almost in July. But so we'll see where this goes and when the next time we'll see Cena after Night of Champions.
Yeah, time's a ticking for him. That's for sure. I mean, obviously, CM Punk is not picking the belt up here, especially when you tell your current employer at one point to go, do something with a blood money, you know, yeah, we're not gonna. But it's going to be interesting to see him walk that aisle. You know what I mean? It's going to be very, very interesting to see how the Saudi crowd reacts to him. Because again, once it's on the internet, it's on the internet. So sorry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
well, damn, boys, 3 topics, under an hour. Hey, welcome back. It's been fun. I guess we can. Is there any super chats, Aaron? Anything?
No, but yeah, last thing I wanted to say, CM Punk coming out there, I think he's going to be cheered. I really do. It's going to be very heated, and that's why I think it's going to be an all-time classic WWE match, because I think the fans are going to be top level for this match, and it's going to be fun just for the atmosphere. I do think Cena might end up getting more cheers though, but I think they're both going to be very over. I think this could be an all-time classic just based off of the crowd reactions. And keep in mind, the Saudi fans the last few shows have been really good. I know people have been hating on them, but those fans stepped it up in recent PLEs. So
last year,
I think it's going to be a great. I think it's going to be a great crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree about that. It's also one of those fans, again, we are so complacent and oversaturatedly exposed to professional wrestling here on the Western Front. Anywhere outside the continent of North America, honestly, you're going to find fans with a bigger pop. And Saudi Arabia is literally, outside America, their biggest market. So, of course, it's going to be the biggest pop and probably the biggest light show possible of all the pyro and, smoke and mirrors. And I'm not just saying like you're going to sing Cody Rhodes' theme as well, but yeah, I'm expecting a massive ovation for both men. And I'm expecting them to be red hot throughout the entire night.
Absolutely. And shout out real quick to Karrion Kross for making it on the card. It's about time.
About damn time.
Yeah.
Right? You wonder exactly what he'd been doing.
He posted a thank you because he's acknowledging that this is happening because the people's live events and us online are saying we want to see him push. And every time he shows up on camera now, he gets a massive, gets a really big pop, even though it's backstage.
He got a nice pop last night when he showed up against Sammy. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. He deserves it. Push Kross.
All right, looks like we got a super chat there, Aaron.
All right, well, let's get to it. The This Guy Experience, putting us over an hour here. John Cena's best rival. This is a tough one. I should put a poll up on NoDQ. Edge, Randy Orton, CM Punk, Triple H, or the fans? That's a good one. I guess we should each go one at a time in order. So me, Cleaver, Virtue, Gino, Big G, and Noah. I will say CM Punk because of Money in the Bank 2011. I mean, I don't feel like anything can top that. That was an all-time great WWE storyline. My site traffic was through the roof for that. It was a great time in wrestling, that Money in the Bank show, SummerSlam, and even their matches in 2012. I'm going John Cena and CM Punk, and they may continue this legacy of their storyline with this show coming up. So I'm going with Punk and Cena. Cleaver?
Yeah, I have to go. Like looking at these names, I have to go with Punk too. Just the moments, just the awesome moments that we've seen and we're still seeing to this day. So I have to go with Punk.
All right, Virtue.
Yeah, Punk. That was easy.
All right, Gino.
See, Punk had the highest high with Cena, but Orton and him have so many matches together. Everybody's kind of was bored of their matchups. They happen so often, but in any other sport, two teams that go against each other that often, it's a rivalry. And I do think that it would have been Edge if he didn't get hurt and have to retire. But I'm going to say Orton is his biggest rival.
All right, Big G.
I'm gonna go with Edge. That's like,
Ooh.
I mean, his stuff with Punk was good and Orton was good, but like the stuff with Edge, like Cena put over Edge at the time when Edge was world champion. Like, you know, the TLC match, SummerSlam, Edge going to Cena's house, slapping his dad, Cena throwing him in the Long Island Sound and all that stuff. Like, that's back in 2006. That was like 20 some years ago, and I still remember that stuff. So you can tell that had an impact on me.
Big G, don't you have a tattoo of Edge?
Yes, right here on my leg because I'm a big
A
Edge
little
fan.
biased.
Yeah,
Are you sure it's not Jeff? Are you sure it's not of Jeff Jarrett?
No. No.
There's a callback.
Yes, cue the image.
Forever,
I think some people's minds are going to be changed after this match in Saudi Arabia, especially with what's going on over there. If they can even get the show done, I think this is going to add to that Cena Punk legacy.
Noah?
I think I gotta go with Edge because I think Edge was really the first big rival to really build not only John Cena but Edge in the process. To Big G's point, the moments, Long Island Sound, throw in the ocean, first ever Money in the Bank cash in at Revolution when he became the Rated R champion. The Rated R era was born. 2006, a single year was defined by Edge and John Cena in and out of the ring, including into his home country and hometown of Toronto in that TLC match, to Big G's point. So with the fact that Randy Orton is still going, and you might as well say fight forever, and Triple H and John Cena, Triple H versus blank is a rivalry in itself when you kind of think they all kind of blur together. And why CM Punk and CM had like maybe 3 matches tops, and this will add to the legacy. I think I'm going to go with Edge and Cena because it was the first real big one, in my opinion, in Cena's career. So I'm going with Edge.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, it looks like it's time to wrap up here. Gentlemen, do we have plugs? Everybody got? Well, we all got plugs. What am I talking about here? Big G, fire away, bro. I know you got something to promote.
Oh my God. So yes, those are my social handles: YouTube Harley and Joker 2021, X NoDQ _ Big Baller G, TikTok Big Baller G 1988, and on the Insta NoDQ _ The Fox and the Poppy is available still on Amazon, and her new book Harmony Under the Sea just dropped a couple last week, so that's available on Amazon as well. So if you like children's books, go out and purchase it. Yeah, there's a brief description about Harmony Under the Sea. So if your kid likes music and you want to learn about, how to not pollute the ocean and stuff like that, that's a good book.
All right. Well, thanks for being here, man. I'm sure we'll see you back on here soon. Good to chat with you as always. Mr. Foster, where can people find you?
Playing Go for life, brother. You can find me on the social medias once in a while, primarily on YouTube and on the X and in Foster 1916, because primarily I'm the behind the scenes guy that literally books all the prediction leagues that, of course, we simply predict. You can also find me covering all the wrestling shows and simply predicting across the Simple Eleven Studios. There you see the channels. I only wish to remind you to judge your life and enjoy wrestling too. And good luck to everybody this week, Team and Galaxy, for Night of Champions. The form will be live after Aaron Riff's NoDQ panel concludes. It's as simple as that. And I'll see you next time.
Right. It's good to have you on, man. It's been a while. So thanks for coming out, and stay safe in this heat. It's mega hot still. So,
oh yeah.
Papa Gino, where can the people find you, brother?
Yeah, if you want to find me, guys, just go over to my YouTube channel. I'm 1 subscriber away from 650. It's Papa Gino 0017 in the search bar. And no, I know I thank you every week, but dude, I can't thank you enough for how you manage the predictions league and all the work you put into that. And thank you, Aaron, Virtue, Colin, welcome back, Big G for being here. The community is great. I know I say it every week, but you know, I can't miss out on saying thank you to everybody in the NoDQ Galaxy and everybody that makes this possible.
Well, thanks for being here, man. You're doing again a fine job yourself. You really become. You're a fresh fresh face to the crew. You're always positive and stuff. It's just nice always having you aboard. Everyone gets along with you. Just again, keep it up. Thanks for being here
Thank
again.
you so much.
You're welcome. Virtue.
X.com, NoDQ_virtue. That's where all the trouble's made. There you go.
Thanks for being here,
plug,
bro.
plug the rest.
Well, thanks for being here, bro. Hope things are good with you. Well, Aaron, looks like Mr. Tito has entered the chat.
Yes, Virtue and Mr. Tito, best of friends. Mr. Tito, he private messages me on X and always expresses his love for Virtue. Mr. Tito sent in $2 and says, when will Naomi join the Bloodline? This Friday on SmackDown in Saudi Arabia, she's going to join the Bloodline. Just wait and see. And make sure you guys check out Tito's columns over on NoDQ. He just put up a new one the other day. Mr. Tito's still at it after all these years. And shout out to good old JM Jeff Meacham, who stepped in as a moderator tonight. He will be back with us this coming Thursday night for the Night of Champions predictions video, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and I will be doing live coverage on Saturday. Noah, you guys are not doing your watch along, your protesting? What's up with that? I saw an official press release from J.J. Williams.
It's just one of those things right now. We're just looking at the situation from a different perspective besides a show that continues on in the wrestling business, and I support the consensus. So stay tuned to see whether or not it becomes official or it's canned.
All right. Well, I mean, I've been covering wrestling for years, and a wrestler died on a pay-per-view, and they kept the show going, and I still watched. I didn't boycott, so there's probably very little that would get me to stop covering it. I mean, for one thing, I need the job, but the other thing is, it is what it is, and I've just accepted that WWE is a corporation, and profits come first, and that's the way it is. I mean, that is one of the harsh realities of life, that everybody's looking to make a buck, and moralities, better check them at the door, because you're not going to find a whole lot. It is what it is, as I like to say. All right, so make sure you guys stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the latest. So we got a cat cameo here. Oh, and he's getting clawed. Thankfully, not in the lower region. Was that Harley or Joker?
That was Joker. That was Chunkers.
Joker.
Yeah.
Took a chunk of skin there. It looks like. What is this? Like a John Moxley match, and you're gonna start.
Sure it is. Start gushing out blood.
All right, guys. Thank you all for watching tonight. Fun stream, and stay tuned on Thursday for our predictions. Jeff Meacham, I believe, will be joining us for that. So Jeff will be back. I don't know if he's going to be at Disney, though. Everybody's been requesting Jeff to come back and be on the scooter and make that a regular part of the NoDQ stream. So, Jeff, if you got the scooter, maybe we can have Scooter Jeff be a recurring thing on the NoDQ live streams. But anyways, we'll see you guys next week, Colin. I'll throw it over to you so we can wrap this one up.
All right, follow me on X and on YouTube at the Cleaver NoDQ, and make sure as always to check out the Big Vito brand. Much love to you, Vito and Miss Noel. Thanks for stopping in tonight. It's fun being back. It's been a few weeks. I had work and soccer duty and a bunch of stuff, so I'm glad to be back here with y'all, and be back next week. Just chilling and relaxing while Gino or Virtue, whoever is up next, takes over. And yeah, so have fun watching the show this weekend, everybody. Make sure again, NoDQ.com/merch. Buy some stuff, and we'll catch you for 342 next week. For Aaron, for Gino, for Big G, for Noah, for For Virtue, I'm a Cleaver calling Andrew. See you next time. Peace.
Have a good night, folks.
Deuces.